Imagine you don't have a home. There is no backyard with a garden, no fridge, no couch. Right now, there is no concrete roof to protect you. Your only address is the horizon. You wake up, hunt, eat, and sleep under the stars. And the next day, you get up and keep walking. No locks, no borders, no paralyzing anxiety about what will happen tomorrow. Simply existing. That is exactly how you and I lived for 99% of our history. Your body and your mind were sculpted for this absolute freedom.
But then, about 12,000 years ago, something bizarre happened. We made the decision to stop. We planted a seed in the earth and built walls around it. The books say that agriculture and a sedentary lifestyle were our greatest triumph, the glorious moment we conquered nature. But recent excavations and evolutionary biology reveal a much darker truth. In this video, you will discover why no longer walking was not a victory for humanity.
When scientists began unearthing and comparing the bones of the last hunter-gatherers with those of the first farmers, they expected a leap of progress. They expected to find stronger, healthier, and better nourished humans. What they found was a brutal collapse. Pre-agricultural skeletons tell the story of giants. Our nomadic ancestors were tall. They had thick, dense bones, perfect dental arches with almost no cavities. And the most surprising part? They worked for food only about 15 to 20 hours a week. The rest of the time was spent resting, playing, and socializing. And then came the crops. When archaeologists excavated Abu Huraira in Syria, one of the world's first agricultural settlements, they found a scene of biomechanical horror. The bones revealed severe deformities in the knees and spine, along with major lesions on the toes. It was the physical result of spending entire days hunched over, weeding and grinding grain on stone. In Turkey, within the ruins of Çatalhöyük, one of humanity's oldest cities, the graves revealed the rest of the nightmare. The average height of our species plummeted by almost 15 centimeters during this transition. Our teeth rotted rapidly due to a new diet based almost exclusively on carbohydrates like wheat and rice. We traded a rich, flexible diet for a daily ration of grains.
Did wheat domesticate us? Because of it, we started clearing land, carrying stones, and defending a single patch of dirt with our lives. And worse than that, by crowding into villages, living amidst our own waste, and right next to confined livestock, we created the perfect environment for something nomads barely knew: epidemics. The infant mortality rate exploded. We became weaker, sicker, and worked twice as hard. But if the evidence shows that the quality of life dropped so drastically, why didn't our ancestors go back to being nomads? What trapped them in this new life of suffering?
The reason we never went back is simple and cruel. Evolution does not care about your happiness. It only cares about reproduction. Agriculture may have destroyed our individual health, but it solved a mathematical problem. Wheat and rice provide cheap, abundant calories. A nomadic woman, constantly on the move, could only have one child every 4 or 5 years. A sedentary woman could have one every year. The population exploded. A healthy tribe of 50 nomads quickly became a sick village of 500 farmers. And here, the trap snapped shut. You cannot feed 500 people by hunting and gathering in a single territory. There was no going back. We had to plant. This was the exact moment we became hostages to the land. But the most destructive change didn't happen in our bones. It happened in our brains. It was at this exact moment in history that we invented our greatest enemy: tomorrow.
The hunter-gatherer lived in the absolute present. If there was hunger, he hunted. If there was danger, he ran. Stress was an adrenaline spike that lasted minutes. But the farmer lives in the future. He has to worry about the rain that won't come, the plague that could destroy the harvest,
the crows eating the seeds, or the neighbor who might raid his barn in the winter. For the first time in biological history, the human brain was forced to process a constant, uninterrupted state of alert. Chronic anxiety. Does that sound familiar? Your brain today, the one that can't shut off at night thinking about bills, your boss, or the rent, is running 300,000-year-old software on hardware that broke 12,000 years ago. Modern anxiety isn't a random chemical glitch. It is the echo of a primitive farmer staring at the sky, begging for rain so we won't starve to death. We traded absolute freedom for the illusion of ownership and control. But if our bodies and minds are at war with the world we built ourselves, is it possible to hack our own biology and escape this modern prison? The bad news is, we can't turn back time. The primitive Savannah is gone. You can't just drop everything, grab a spear, and walk away. But the good news is, your DNA is exactly the same. The hunter-gatherer isn't dead. He is just dormant inside you, suffocated by modern comfort. To escape the trap of anxiety and sedentary living, evolutionary biology gives us a clue. You must simulate the ancient world. You need to inject small doses of acute stress into your body to reset your nervous system. Lift weights to simulate the physical exertion of the hunt. Walk long distances without looking at screens. Try intermittent fasting to remind your body what scarcity feels like, forcing your cells to renew themselves. And above all, rebuild your tribe. Real human connections, eye to eye, without the interference of algorithms. We are the only species on the planet with the power to understand our own evolution. We built the cage, yes, but we are also the only ones holding the key to unlock it. The modern world wants you to be a passive, sedentary, and sick farmer, but your biology is begging you to be the explorer again. Which instinct you choose to feed today is entirely up to you.